Hi, welcome to the channel. Today we are starting seventh chapter of the magic of thinking big. That is, manage your environment. Go first class. Let's start. Your mind is an amazing mechanism. When your mind works one way, it can carry you forward to outstanding success. But the same mind operating in a different manner can produce a total failure. The mind is the most delicate, most sensitive instrument in all creation. Let's look now and see what makes the mind think the way it does. Millions of people are diet conscious. We are a calorie counting nation. We spend millions of dollars on vitamins, minerals, and other dietary supplements. And we all know why. Through nutritional research, we have learned that the body reflects the diet fed the body. Physical stamina, resistance to disease, body size, even how long we live are closely related to what we eat. The body is what the body is fed. By the same token, the mind is what the mind is fed. Mind food, of course, doesn't come in packages and you can't buy it at the store. Mind food is your environment, all the countless things which influence your conscious and subconscious thought. The kind of mind food we consume determines our habits, attitudes, personality. Each of us inherited a certain capacity to develop, but how much of that capacity we have developed and the way we have developed that capacity depends on the kind of mind food we have been fed. The mind reflects what its environment feeds it just as surely as the body reflects of the body you feed it. Have you ever thought what kind of person you would be had you been reared in some foreign country instead of the United States? What kinds of foods would you prefer? What would your preferences for clothing be the same? What sort of environment would you like the most? What kind of work would you be doing? What would be your religion be? You can't, of course, find answers to these questions, but chances are you would be a materially different person had you grown up in a different country. Why? Because you would have been influenced by a different environment. As the saying goes, you are a product of your environment. Make it well. Environment shapes us, makes us, and think the way we do. Try to name just one habit or one mechanism you have which you did pick up from other people. Relatively minor things like the way we walk, cough, hold a cup, our preferences for music, literature, environment, clothing, all stem in very large part from environment. More important, the size of your thinking, your goals, your attitudes, your very personality is formed by your environment. Prolonged association with negative people makes us think negatively. Close contact with petty individuals develops petty habit in us. On the bright side, companionship with people with big ideas raises the level of our thinking. Close contact with ambitious people gives us ambition. Experts agree that the person you are today, your personality, ambitions, present status in life are largely are the result of your psychological environment. And experts agree also that the person you will be 1, 5, 10, 20 years from now depends almost entirely on your future environment. You will change over the months and years, this we know, but how you will change depends on your future environment, the mind food you feed yourself. Let's look how and let's look now at what we can do to make our future environment pay off in satisfaction and prosperity. Step 1: recondition yourself for success. The number one obstacle on the road to high level success is the feeling that major accomplishment is beyond reach. This attitude stems from many suppressive forces that direct our thinking toward mediocrity level. To understand these suppressive forces, let's go back to the time we were children. As children, all of us set high goals. At a surprisingly young age, we made plans to conquer the unknown, to be leaders, to attain positions of high importance, to do exciting and stimulating things, to become wealthy and famous, in short, to be first, biggest, and best. And in our blessed ignorance, we saw our way clear to accomplish these goals. But what happened? Long before we reached the age when we could begin to work toward our great objectives, a multitude of suppressive influences went to work. From all sides we heard it's foolish to be a dreamer and that our ideas were impractical, stupid, naive, or foolish, that you have got to have money to go places, that luck determines who gets ahead, or you have got to have important friends, or you are too old or too young. As a result of being bombarded with the "you can't get ahead, so don't bother to try" propaganda, most people can be classified into three groups. First group, those who surrendered completely. The majority of people are convinced deep down inside that they haven't got what it takes, that real success, real accomplishment is for others who are lucky or fortunate in some special respect. You can easily spot these people because they go to great lengths to rationalize their status and explain how happy they really are. A very intelligent man is 32 who has dead-ended himself in a safe but mediocre position recently spent hours telling me why he was so satisfied with his job. He did a good job of rationalizing, but he was only kidding himself and he knew it. What he really wanted was to work in a challenging situation where he could grow and develop. But that multitude of suppressive influences had convinced him that he was inadequate for big things. This group is in reality just the other extreme of the discontented job switcher searching for opportunity, rationalizing yourself into a rat which incidentally has been described as a great with both ends open, can be as bad as wandering aimlessly, hoping opportunity will someday hit you in the face. Second group, those who surrendered partially. A second but much smaller group enters adult life with considerable hope for success. These people prepare themselves, they work, they plan, but after a decade or so, resistance begins to build up. Competition for top level job looks rugged. This group then decides that greater success is not worth the effort. They rationalize we are earning more than the average and we live better than the average. Why should we knock ourselves out? Actually, this group has developed a set of fears: fear of failure, fear of social disapproval, fear of insecurity, fear of losing what they already have. These people aren't satisfied because deep down they know they have surrendered. This group includes many talented, intelligent people who elect to crawl through life through life because they are afraid to stand up and run. Third group, those who never surrender. This group may be 2 or 3% of the total. Don't let pessimism dictate. Don't believe in surrendering to suppressive forces. Don't believe in crawling. Instead, these people live and breathe success. This group is the happiest because it accomplish, accomplishes the most. Persons in this group earn towards of $15,000 annually. These people become top salesmen, top executives, top leaders in their respective fields. These people find life stimulating, rewarding, worthwhile. These people look forward to each new day, each new encounter with other people as adventures to be lived fully. Let's be honest, all of us would like to be in the third group, the one that finds greater success each year, the one that does things and gets results. To get and stay in this group, however, we must fight off the suppressive influences of our environment. To understand how persons in the first and second groups will unwittingly try to hold you back, study this example. Suppose you tell several of your average friends with the greatest sincerity, someday I am going to be vice president of this company. What will happen? Your friends will probably think you are joking. And if they should believe you mean it, chances are they will say, "You poor guy, you sure have a lot to learn." Behind your back, they may even question whether you have all the marbles. Now assume you repeat the same statement with equal sincerity to the president of your company. How will he react? One thing is certain, he will not laugh. He will look at you intently and ask himself, does this fellow really mean this? But he will repeat laugh, because big men do not laugh at big ideas. Or suppose you tell some average people you plan to own a $50,000 home, and they may laugh at you because they think It's impossible. But tell your plan to a person already living in a $50,000 home and he won't be surprised. He knows it isn't impossible because he has already done it. Remember, people who tell you it cannot be done almost always are unsuccessful people, are strictly average or mediocre at best in terms of accomplishment. Opinions of these people can be poison. Develop a defense against people who want to convince you that you can't do it. Accept negative advice only as a challenge to prove that you can do it. Thank you so much. We will start next day from now. If you are new on the channel, subscribe the channel and press bell icon so that you will get notification of the new video upload. Don't forget to like and share.